Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I am Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. I'm the founder and producer of this platform, this channel, and this is the Film and Music Show. And just a quick announcement in case some of you are wondering, but my goal with this channel is not for me to be on the screen. It's for my team members to be shining through and for them to be growing their own shows, their own network. So you'll be seeing less of me on all the shows. I have my own shows and I'll be backstage producing, but I'm still here for all of it. So I just wanted to share that with you. Dr. Madalene Chan has the day off. And of course, we've got such an incredible team. That Diane Floyd-Bain, who just did the corner bookstore, she raised her hand and said, yes, let me come and support you. So let's welcome her to the program, and then we'll bring out our special guest, BBFeenix. Welcome to the show, Diane.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. It's such an honor to be on the show. You know, I love film and music, so. Yay!
I know you do. You know, Diane, people know you as an international award-winning author and, of course, the queen of networking and traveling the world, but you're also a professional singer. So tell us a little bit about your career on the stage and in film, and just the way that you have taken your life, your creativity, and it's just flowed through in so many areas. We saw yesterday in the United Kingdom the crowns that you have from some of the things that you've done. And so tell us a little bit more, and then we'll bring out BB.
Sure, I'll be happy to. You know, I always say, or my mom taught me to say, life is chapters and embrace each one. And so I have always enjoyed singing. The moment I stepped on the stage in 4th grade, I fell in love with the stage. And so I never stopped singing. But I don't have the greatest voice in the world, but I've learned through the years, it's not about how great your voice is. It's the story you're trying to convey with the song that you're singing. And I truly love being on stage. I love musicals. So I've been blessed to be on stage in the Philippines and some of the musicals there. I was in the National Theater there. And then I was on stage with Popular Productions in the 14 years I was in Dubai. So that was really fun. And I really enjoy not so much being, you know, one of the major stars or whatever. I enjoy being in the chorus, because being in the chorus, you get to be on stage a lot and you get to have different personalities. And for me, being a supporter to the stars of the story is very, very exciting to me. And you're always learning new music, meeting new people, and just growing as a human being. And most importantly, when you're on stage and you're singing, afterwards and everyone's clapping, and you meet people afterwards, you know, they just tell you, I actually saw you and you were just, I couldn't take my eyes off you or whatever. You just brought so much magic to the stage. You just sit there and go, gosh, I made that person feel really happy, you know, for this small moment that they were here. And it just brightens your heart. So, and to me, that's what storytelling is all about. And so I can't get enough of film and music in my life.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Diane.
I'm a
really
chatterbox.
excited to have you here today. And Also, to celebrate our guest, as I was mentioning backstage, I actually met BB at World Jenny's Day, which is October the 10th. And as you know, we're talking about going there in person this year. So a shout out to Janetta Barry and for all the fabulous work that she's doing. So BBFeenix is a healing singer and speaker and the founder of Quantum Music, and on a mission to raise the vibration of humanity one heart at a time, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Welcome to the program, BB.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me. So good to be back with you.
Thank you so much for being here. And again, for people who are not aware, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from a little place called Horsham in the UK, not far from Gatwick Airport, near London and Brighton. It's a lovely little spot.
Fantastic. I haven't been there, but I'll put it on the list. So a question I have for you, when we think about raising the vibration of humanity one heart at a time, what does that mean to you, BB?
That is an important question, actually. To me, that's because I used to want to run 1,000,000 miles an hour. I used to instantly want to reach 1 billion hearts. But I've learned that to do that, you need to start on one heart at a time. You need to connect to every single person that you meet, because that's the important thing, is that we all need that connection rather than trying to spread everything far and wide, which will happen at one point. It's about connecting individually so that every single person knows that they're important to me.
So beautiful.
Absolutely. I have always called that the ripple effect. So what you're doing is you're touching one heart at a time, and each person you touch, it has a ripple effect with whom they are with as well.
It feels so beautiful. Good. Yeah.
You know, something I wanted to bring up, we had a guest on yesterday on a different show, and she was a former opera singer. And what she shared was that as a performer, as a singer, as a musician, it's extremely hard work. And people think that it's all glamour and it's all, you know, being in front of everyone, being dressed up, whatever the situation is. But it's a lot more than that. BB, tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it's far more than the glamour and the glitz. There's so much hard work that goes behind the scene. There's from the crafting of the song, from the writing of the song. If you're co-writing, you have to work that out, and that's not ever an instant thing, especially on the co-writing side of things, because you have ideas that you bounce backwards and forwards, and then you have to rewrite, because the real write is the rewrite of a song. But then you also have the things like having to register the song, register the music. There's so much involved that you have to kind of, basically, those 3 beautiful minutes of a gorgeous song that you get to hear, actually there's hours and hours of stuff that goes on behind the scene. I mean, for me also, I'm currently looking into AI and using that technology to help me craft videos to go with it, because I don't have time to be able to make beautiful videos on top of it all. I'm exploring another side of things that may work. So there's so many avenues that you have to sort of tap into. And then you get to be on stage and be the beautiful, glamorous and glitzy and connected person.
I would love for you to come back on our business show and talk to us about artificial intelligence in the music industry, because I think that's something that people are not even aware of. I know, to me, it's very new information.
Yeah, no, it's something that I'm in a co-writing group that we meet on a monthly basis, and it's something that we've been speaking about. And ChatGPT, Bard, and Bing, these are all different AI things that you can use to have conversations with like a human being. But I myself, I'm going to use it as a PR. So basically, it's about a way of communicating, but you get instant answers for things that may have taken you days, weeks, or months before. So that is definitely a conversation we need to have.
It so is. Chat, my daughter got me on that, and I am shocked at how well they come back with the answers, as if they are professional, and then I'll come up with ideas for a story, and they just, that chat just runs with it. I'm like, wait a minute, you're stealing my story.
Diane and BB, something I wanted to bring up, which the public might not be aware of, but we have a team member here who had a father who was very famous, a famous singer. And I said to him recently, when your dad passed away, did you get all the royalties from his songs? And he said he didn't write any of them. So there was nothing. And to your point about writing, tell us a little bit, if you're the performer versus you're the writer, what does that mean?
Yeah, there's different royalties that come into it. There's performing rights, there's writing, there's the public performancing. There's so many different parts of a song that you get paid for. When you're a writer, it depends. If you're solely writing, then you get obviously 100% of the split of the money. But if you're co-writing, then say if there's 3 people, which there tends to be in my group, then you get 33% of that. But then you have the master rights to the song. There's so many different layers to basically people taking their chunks of the money off of it. So as much as they think that you can earn amazing money, there's ways of tapping into earning lots of money. But just on those streams and things alone, you're not going to get there. So again, this is part of the conversation that I'm really excited about having with you.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. And I know that you have a backstory. You are a motivational speaker, you're a healer. What would you like to share with our audience about how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, I want to start with my motto is that where you stand is not where you need to stay. Because I have been able to flee domestic violence. I've lost both of my parents to cancer and then also lost another toxic relationship. And through doing that, I've had to learn to heal myself. And on that healing journey, I've learned how to grow. And through doing that, that is what I'm offering back to people through the speaking, through my music, through the lyrics and the lessons that I've learned in my life. I want to be able to pass on this knowledge. It would be a crime if I didn't, because I learned so much on my journey that I need to be able to share with other people, because I know that they can have a better life too by just being able to accept and acknowledge the things that they've got going on in their life and moving forward from them.
Thank you for your transparency. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, BB, when you are performing, are you transported back to another time of your life, or are you actually living in the moment?
It's strange that you say that, because there's 2 sides to that story. First of all, I'll tell you the first part, which is that I am living in that moment. I've even got to a point now when I perform on stage that I'm able to be singing, take a step back and acknowledge what's going on around me in the crowd, that the feedback that people are giving, the energy that's there, the love and the vibe that's in the room. And so for me, that's such a beautiful thing. But it actually all stems from my childhood, because I used to play a game of hide and seek, and actually I ended up hiding and missing my performance on stage as a 5-year-old ballerina. And that actually gave me stage fright for a long time, and not being able to show up and stand up on stage. And that's been a part of my battle and my learning journey, to be able to overcome that, to say that what I want to do the most and tap into my heart, and to be able to share music and the love, I've had to learn to let go of those fears that were holding me back. And that is such an important thing to do, I think, on the path called life.
I just want to follow up, and then we'll go to Diane. When you mentioned 5 years old and hiding and stage fright, which was first? Did you have stage fright and you were hiding, or you were hiding and then you had the stage fright?
I was actually playing a game of hide and seek before the show started. So I was actually hiding underneath some chairs in a back room, thinking, yeah, I'm doing really well. And I didn't hear anyone calling me. And then eventually I started to look to see, thinking I'd won this game of hide and seek. And then my mum was calling me. I was like, Mummy, is it my turn? She's like, no, darling, you just missed your part. And I was the only clown out of everyone else. Everyone was a ballerina. And my mum had taken 2 weeks to make that outfit. And basically through missing it, I actually gave myself a fear of being on stage, that I would always not be able to get to that performance. It's something I've unlocked through my healing journey.
It's amazing how things when we're children impact us later in life, isn't it?
And we hypnotize ourselves into feeling that way. So what you had to do on your journey was de-hypnotize your thoughts in order to go forward. And that's not always an easy thing to do.
It's not, but it's been quite a deep journey, a deep path that I've gone on to learn and understand myself and uncover those truths. But through doing that, it's freed me up so much. And that's what's enabled me to be able to offer it back, in terms of that I'm at a point where I can give back and offer this knowledge, because it's such a beautiful thing to be able to do, to let go of these things that are holding us back, the fears, the thoughts, the parents, the social kind of thoughts, limitations that we put on ourselves. To be able to let go of those, it's a beautiful thing.
It is, for sure.
It is a beautiful thing. And I'm wondering, you're a healing singer. And when we think of healing, we can think of healing energies. We can think of meditation, medication. How would you describe the type of healing that you provide?
But healing is something I learned about a few years ago. I do this thing called a practice called quantum flow. I'm a qualified practitioner in it. And basically that is an energy healer. It's a biohacking toolkit that I've picked up on my route to be able to reset our nervous system, our minds, our bodies back to their natural state of being. And through learning quantum flow and learning how to work with energy, I then started learning about frequencies and how frequencies heal our body and how we are all energy and how those frequencies can travel through our body to heal us in certain ways. And 521 hertz is actually a heart frequency. And that frequency can go through your body and actually physically affect how your heart is feeling. And so understanding this, I'm actually starting to put that within my music, which is what created quantum music.
Wow.
I
Wow.
love hearing that. We do have a comment from our dear friend, Janetta Barry. Hello. Hello to you all. Great to be listening to you once again, BBFeenix. Love Janetta. We love you, Janetta.
Love you, Janetta.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. You know, I really feel like the people on this platform, including you, BB, because you've been here today, you've been here before, Diane, Janetta, we all come together to help bring hope and inspire other people. And I feel just myself, there's such joy in that. What are your feelings, BB, when you are working with someone, whether you're singing or whatever manner it is that you're engaging with someone else to help them find ways to change their life, to bring in joy and healing?
For me, that's the kind of almost definition of success for me, because it's the feeling of fulfillment, the feeling of giving someone something, knowing that you're not necessarily wanting anything in return, but knowing it will help them in some way. Take it for instance, I've also become a volunteer leader of my local hospice choir, which is where my mum was when she passed. And just last night I took the choir and someone just reached out to me and said, thank you for doing that. And when he did that, the feeling of my heart opening was just incredible. And knowing that I can do that on a one-on-one basis, but also hopefully, get to that billion number at some point in time, to just be able to have that feedback, and that it's something that money can't buy that gift of that connection with someone, that feeling of fulfillment and success in my terms, in my definition, is it's a beautiful thing. I'm just on such a beautiful journey. I'm not saying I don't have problems and traumas and hiccups along the way, but I'm learning how to enjoy the flow of life and being present in that life, going back to what you said earlier. And that's again, something that I'm really enjoying doing. It's a lovely space to live from.
It truly is. And going back to what you're saying is that you help that person feel that vibration in their heart so well that they needed to express that to you, which I think is powerful. But the other thing you mentioned earlier about the sounds and vibrations, I know in one of the yoga classes I used to take, we always started with the gong and closing our eyes and breathing. And there was something so powerful about gong, gong, and it just settles you. I know, Dr. Jacalyn, you're big on yoga. Did y'all do that?
I go to power yoga where we could potentially die. It's 105 degrees.
Yeah, that's totally different.
There's 911. But
yeah, that's funny.
Maybe, what I wanted to ask you is, you were just talking about hospice choir. When you're performing and it's a situation, life and death, or somebody is really struggling and going through something, and you see them and you connect with them, how do you perform without losing it?
Because it's tapping into yourself, and although you have those emotions that rise to the surface, you almost have to ride those emotions. And there are cases when it takes you over the edge, but there's ways of pushing through that. But the real thing to do is to be able to just connect with the joy that you're giving them, even though it may be a traumatic time, even though it may be end of life, even though it may be, say, someone's going through something traumatic like domestic violence. And just to know that someone can connect to you on that human level that you're just speaking about, that heart to heart, no matter what's going on in your circumstances. That's what is the best feeling, to be able to share that human connection on such a level. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, Diane, as a performer also, I'll start with BB, is there some acceptance in losing your emotions while you're performing? Is that more of a way to bond with people, or is that more a way to set people off?
I say you have to be connected to those emotions, because if you're in a negative space, even though you're trying to perform, you're still giving off that negative energy. So as soon as you can tap into the true emotion of the feeling, and especially when there's other people there, it lifts and raises that feeling. You then ride the high of those emotions, and it's, you know, it's a human ecstasy, isn't it? At the end of the day, those happy hormones, the serotonins and the chemicals that we then release, being in that happy space, the endorphins. It's about making you feel good, and, you know, doing that through music, doing that through being connected physically with someone in front of them, although you can still do that online, as I've done before with you, where I sang online before for you. But it's just such a nice way to be able to connect and to be able to open up yourself. I feel it's a thing I enjoy doing. Not everyone enjoys opening themselves up so much. I don't know about you.
Thanks for sharing that. Diane, anything you want to add about when you're performing, shedding tears or showing all of your emotions? What are your thoughts?
Well, I try to go into a different world, and my mom worked and ran a hospice, and so I've been in the situations where I've held someone's hand and sang some songs they wanted to hear. And I know through holding their hands they could feel, but I couldn't let my emotions overcome me. And then singing at my dad's funeral, I should have broke up, but I told myself I have to be in performer mode in order to get across what I wanted to get across in the story. So I didn't break down till after everybody was all gone. And that was a very difficult thing to do. But when different people came up to me and said it was easy now for them to say goodbye, when I knew that they were having an extremely hard time, which is why I picked this particular song, then I achieved what I wanted to achieve. And it was not an easy thing to do. So for me, I tried to just be in the moment and tell the story truthfully with my voice. And hopefully, I think if I would have broke down, they would have broke down. It wouldn't have done what I needed to do. Does that make sense at all, Phoebe?
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Yeah, it's the show must go on no matter the scenario, and then you have your moment afterwards.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
We do have a comment from our friend, director Stephen. Thanks for presenting for the show, and thank you for being here. Phoebe, how would you describe your voice? And I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you planning on singing something today?
Oh, I wondered if you were going to ask that. I would describe, do you know, the person who I get related to the most is Annie Lennox. I love her voice. I quite often get likened to Florence the Machine. And there's a few people that I've been told, I was told once I sounded like Elvis, not quite sure how, but anyway. I know, crazy, right? But anyway, there's a song that I've been writing called I See You. Now, this song is about people being seen, being connected, but also those times when we've looked away and we've ignored something because it was the easier option to do, and then been in that position ourselves where we've needed a helping hand and no one's been sort of there for us. It's a powerful song about that. I haven't got any music. It's quite a rock song, but I'll give you, some of it. So, stopped at a traffic light, clutching eyes tight. Oh, sorry, let me start again. Sorry. Stopped at a traffic light, sunken eyes clutching tattered weathered sign. Just looking for a helping hand. I did the easy thing and looked away. Then I look into your eyes. I don't say oh. I don't say oh. Now I'm all alone in my time of need. No one seems to be there when I walked away. I'm just looking for a helping hand. Even those who are closest seem to go away. Then I look into your eyes. I say you. I say you. Na 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 na. And it goes on from there.
Woo! Excellent. Standing ovation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. And I could really relate to the words as well.
Yeah, it's about speaking my truth. It's about everything that we've been speaking about here. You know, I put those words into my songs, and that's my unique selling point. That's me, that's what I do, and that's my gift to everybody.
We do have a couple of comments. Wow, amazing. Nice harmony voice singing. I think she is good for our children. They love to sing. And
yes.
Janetta Barry, bravo. So I know you have a hard stop. You've got something else you're doing right after this, but can you share with our audience? So you wrote this, you just sang it without music. What are the steps that it's going to take to get this published? Release.
So from here on in, we're still in the middle of finalising the lyrics. That's where we've got to with the lyrics. But again, the real write is the rewrite. There's a little bit of repetitiveness within the hooky chorus. So we just need to tweak those lyrics. Then once we've done that, we then need to revisit the music and the production side of things. So they need to add all the extra bells and the drum beats and the hi-hats and all the extra sort of vocal layers, the harmonies. I need to go back and add in harmonies. And then you need to do the mixing and mastering. And once you've done the mixing and mastering, then you are able to then start working on the promotional side of stuff for the release, which you usually earliest is 6 to 8 weeks in advance before you want to release something, because of the promotional work that you then need to do and the videos if you're going to do them, on the social media posts. So yeah, it's quite a long-winded process, but I've loved the journey and learning how to do this, and I'm loving being able to do it as an independent artist without relying on those big old names that some people think you need. You don't. Do it on your own.
Bravo to that. That's excellent. Now, also for people who are aspiring singers and they're thinking, well, maybe this is something I could do the whole thing by myself. Can you mix, record, whatever all those terms are? Can you do that all by yourself if you know how, or if you look at a YouTube channel?
You can learn every single step. You can learn every single step if you want to. But the advice I was given, and the advice that I will pass on to anyone, is work to your strengths. So work with the areas that you know. So for myself, it's singing, songwriting, melodies, lyrics, hooks, top lining. But I don't understand I don't read music. I don't understand the keys. I don't understand chords, but I know what I hear. I do things by ear. So I learn how to hear things and pitch myself correctly. So that's why I then co-write with other people that are in production and that sort of thing. But yes, you can learn every single one of those steps on YouTube or somewhere else. But I don't have the hours in the day to learn the production side of things too, because it would take me forever in a day. I've done some basic stuff, and I can do basic stuff, but I'll hand that over to the professionals. Thank you very much.
Which is great, because you want to concentrate on hope and healing.
Exactly. Do the things you're good at, and then let other people do those things you need. And that's what I've learned, is build the team up around you, and then as you rise, they rise with you, and that's kind of how it goes in this business.
And just so people know, it is not easy. I mean, my hat's off to you, the fact that you can hear it and listen, because I'm more of, I have to read the notes. And so I had to really learn how to be a good listener, because when I was younger, I was singing flat all the time. I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And then finally I was like, oh, I understand what you mean, so you're lucky. It's
like a penny drop.
Yeah, but you're so lucky that you hear it, because that means you're just going to be right on the money.
See, for me, I do it. For me, the music comes from intuition. I've had to learn the knowledge and the technical stuff. There's a lot of technical stuff that I've had to learn, and the backside of the business. But for me, that was always my my forte, is being able to do that and you know, sing like other people if I wanted to, but through doing that, learning to find my own voice through writing my own stuff. And yeah, love it. I love being able to do that through an intuition.
Cool.
I just want to share your website. We have a question about how people can find you. So let's take a look. And let me move this banner out of the way. Okay, so
Goddess BB the first.
yeah, so we're over here on your website. Tell us where we should go here.
Yeah, there's a contact form down the bottom. There's also a way of being able to sign up with emails and things. You can also see what else I've got going on. But there is a way, yeah, that's it down at the bottom. You can join me. But to be able to find me on any social media, I'm at BBFeenix. That's BBFeenix on all social medias, or my website is bbfeenix.com. You can find me. There's a way to me. I know there is. And there's a way to find you too.
So we're over here activating the inner goddess. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, activating the inner goddess. Yeah, Goddess BB the first. It's about connecting with your true power, with your true self, rather than giving your power away to other people through their opinions, through your beliefs or their beliefs, it's just, you know, activating that inner goddess and being able to empower yourself, really, being able to bring out the best of yourself through whatever it is that lights you up and your fires, you know, the fires in your belly.
Yeah, they're great pictures too, by the way.
All taken by me. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then what are the services that you offer?
So there's many things that I do. I can write songs for people, but I offer one-on-one quantum flow healing sessions. I've also created a course called Healing for Health and Happiness. So I am able to offer people a course if they wanted to kind of deep dive into all the stuff that I've been speaking about. So if they want to reach out and find me to do that. I also am able to write sort of songs for people, or do songwriting craft shops. There's so many different ways and things that I do. I've also started sound healing therapy classes. So that's with the crystal bowls that give off frequencies, and they call them sound baths. So I started doing that as well. So I offer sound baths out there. And ultimately, if people want to book me for birthday parties and Christmases and, you know, whatever event you want, I'm there to be able to do that. But also I do motivational speaking. And I've recently, a couple of weeks ago, started my first paid speaking events. And, you know, I stepped onto that stage a little bit more than I have been doing it just online. So I can be booked for public speaking events, anything around those areas that I've just spoken about, I'm there for you.
Brilliant.
Good.
Wide variety of things that you offer. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak about all of this. I'm always empowered by being on here with you. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I know you had shared before the show that you have something you have to get to. So we'll let you get to your gig, and we look forward to having you come back and see us again. And just let me put up your contact information. I have to be very careful because StreamYard likes to knock me out when I try to put up a banner.
There we go.
Okay, so just so in case you just joined us, this is BBFeenix, healing singer and speaker, founder of quantum music, on a mission to raise the vibration of humanity one heart at a time. We just looked at BB's website, which we have more information here. You're also on TikTok and Instagram, although I cut Instagram off. Here's Instagram.
Yeah.
So please do go and connect, and BB, come back and see us again.
Yes,
oh,
please
absolutely.
do.
There's so many more conversations to be had and time to be shared with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you again. Take care. Bye for now.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I just love that uplifting spirit, and what a beautiful voice.
Yes, and I love the words to the song. I love it when people want to take their gifts and give back to other. And how lovely that she realizes just one heart at a time can make such a huge difference. So she was pretty cool.
It's so interesting because, as you know, Dr. Chan is on this show and also does Talking Heads, and is always talking about moving from that 3D to 5D, and somewhere in the middle is the 4D. And when you think about before the pandemic, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist today, because it does, but people who are consumed with money and consumed with capitalism versus people who are leading their life through their heart. And maybe they don't have as much money as the people who are consumed by capitalism. But it's so nice to be around heart-centric people, isn't it?
It absolutely is. You know, I grew up with 5 brothers, and my dad's family had like 9 children, if you can imagine. And they didn't have much. Matter of fact, he can only remember one Christmas. And because he was a depression, you know, grew up during the Depression. But the one thing that they had was love. And love is what you need in this world in order to succeed. Because if you haven't been loved, if you don't know how to love yourself, it's hard to give back. And so you can buy everything in the world if you have the money, but you can't take it with you. But you can take your love with you. Don't you think, Dr. Jacalyn?
I sure do. And I just want to clarify, I don't think that these things are mutually exclusive, that if you're
Yeah,
heart-centric, you can't have money, or if you have money, you can't be
absolutely.
heart-centric.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you clarified that, because
Right. You
I
don't
am
see
so
right in it.
grateful. Right, I'm so grateful that that you know, my husband and I have been successful enough. It was a long road up, but because of that, we could turn around, you know, and go do humanitarian work within our own country, much less other countries. And so you kind of need both.
You sure do.
Yeah.
Diane, as we come to the end of the show, I'm going to put you on the spot. Would you like to sing for us?
No. But thank you.
You are welcome.
I'll listen to you sing.
No, I have no interest in singing, but thank you. I
I'll
don't even
dance to Lady Ella.
the lady, yeah, the listening lazies. You know, that was something I just want to mention, not about listening lazies, but I was thinking of Lady Gaga. I
Mm.
really like Lady Gaga. I think she's so talented. And I was trying to recall if I've ever seen her cry when she was performing. Do you recall any performer that you can remember, like just tears running down their faces they were singing?
No, no.
No.
But
I
I
know.
did see Lady Gaga get, like, you could feel her energy and her passion when she was singing a song at the Oscars one year. And oh, I just think she's incredible. She is a totally, totally gifted human being.
She's
And
a
I understand she has a great heart.
yes, I've read that as well. It is interesting when you think about a Super Bowl event, for example, and you're the singer. Who was it? Beyonce?
I think this last year, I don't keep up with that. You think I would with 5 brothers, but I don't.
I just like to watch the halftime show, but to
Yeah.
go out and command a performance like that with all those moving parts, they had her on some kind of lift going up and
Yeah.
back in the air, let alone, you know, being able to perform. So I do really respect performers, musicians, singers, and realize that, as we talked about in the beginning, it's not about the glamour and glitz. It's really about being a humanitarian and giving that healing energy. And if you think of so many of the songs that you might listen to, whether they're from decades ago, like I love the 70s music or the 80s music, it's about storytelling. And Diane, you're a master storyteller. So whether you're speaking verbally or you're singing it, you're still able to share a story.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I absolutely love listening to music from all different genres. And I mean, the music from the 20s is incredible. Just the way their voices is totally different from the sound we make today, and the stories that they tell. So what I love about listening to singers from different generations is a lot of songs deal with what's going on in their world at that particular time. And some, you know, there's this saying that through music, mankind has understanding. And that is such a powerful statement, because when you listen to songs from the 20s or 1910s, even the 30s, the 40s, etc., you have a moment to have an understanding of what's going on in their world at that particular time. And I think that's powerful.
It's very true. And music can really uplift us or it can bring us down. I remember after a breakup with a guy a zillion years ago, I would play the same sad song over and over again. Like I'd be like, ah, I'm so and just keep playing it. Now when I hear it, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I was really out there.
Yeah, but it's amazing. You may not even be thinking anywhere at this one particular thought, but you'll hear a song and it'll put you straight back in high school or back in that moment, like you just experienced that you're sharing. And that is the power of music, right?
So true. Yesterday, as I was driving back from Solid Core, I had on, I think it was, I don't know if it was 70s or 80s, but Billy Don't Be a Hero was on. Do you remember that song?
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I was like in a great mood.
Right, right. You know, or if I hear the song Johnny Angel, I'm like back at a slumber party and all of us singing Johnny Angel, how I love him.
It's the power of music. It's truly incredible. And even film, this is film and music show, but
Yeah.
there's so many films. If you think about it, I love to watch movies over and over again because I always know I missed something. Even if I was like completely focused, I missed something. I'm thinking, wow, I'm watching House of Cards again, and there's a whole like 4 episodes I never even saw. I'm thinking, what was I doing at that point in time? But I do really appreciate the artists, the actors, the musicians, the producers, the people doing the lighting, the crew. It takes a village to put together something like that we need to entertain us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And films can be extremely powerful, as you just stated, but it's everybody that made it happen. They each played a role, and sometimes we don't give them. So I actually, if I go see a film, I actually like to sit and watch the credits at the end because those people made that possible, you know? Yes, the actors did everything.
I'm one of the people just sitting there looking at the credits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you seen, like, even if you watch a movie on Netflix, for example, hundreds and hundreds of people that it took to make the film?
That's right. That's right.
It's
The set
incredible.
designs, the clothing, the prop person making sure they have it out there, the sound, lighting, everything, you
The
know.
people who do the casting,
Yeah, exactly.
the
Yeah, I'll
venues.
sit there and be watching a show like we've been watching The Diplomat. It's brand new. Not that they paid us to say that, but it's pretty powerful. And since John was a diplomat, I'm like, did that happen with you? You know?
Wow, I'm gonna
But
watch that.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll sit there and say, "Oh my gosh, the person did such a good job casting that character," you know? And I know I should be concentrating on the story, but I'm so impressed with their acting that then I'll have to go watch it again. Yay for a replay because I got carried away with. So yay to you casting directors. That is not an easy job.
Definitely not. We appreciate you all.
Yes.
And Diane, we have to go because Red O'Laughlin show is coming up right after this, the Wise
The
Ones.
wise one.
So Diane, tell people where they can find you, what you're doing here on this channel, and what you're doing off the channel.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Dr. Jacalyn, thank you for letting me be on your show today. This has been really fun. And yes, everybody that's listening and watching, I'm part of USA Global TV team, and it is such an absolute honor to be part of this team. And I get to be on 3 different shows, so make sure you stay tuned. We have the Corner Bookstore, we have Once Upon a Time, and we have, oh my gosh, Dr. Jacalyn, I got so excited I forgot.
The United
Kingdom News, one of my favorite ones on my stars. And then also I write children's books about love, peace, hope, kindness, loving yourself, and young adult historical fiction book that I have out, and a new one to come. And it's all about discovering you can be the person you are meant to be if you follow your dreams and work really hard. And you can find me at diannefloydboehm.com for those listening, DIANNFLOYDBOEHM.com. And from my website, you can reach me on all the various social media platforms and join my newsletter, and you'll always be up to date. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Thank you so much, Diane. Before we sign off, I just want to show people how they can book in to be a guest, because I'm getting emails from people saying, I want to be on the show, and that's great. We want to show you how to be on the show so you don't have to wait for anyone to get back to you. So you go to usaglobaltv.com or usaglobaltvandradio.com. Both will take you here. Also, we have a GoFundMe, which I'm super excited. We have 2 donations, but this is to help grow our channel so that we can broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all donations are accepted. So if you come down here, you can just see how to book your session. Just find a show you want to be on, click on it, look for an open circle. So if you see on this one, Thursday the 4th, at 10 a.m. All the shows are in Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time zone you're in, you're going to have to translate it. And then you're going to go here, make sure you don't have anything else in the cart that you don't want. You're going to put in your information. And then these 3 questions are super important. What are the 3 to 5 topics you want to discuss? How did you find us? Was it a publicist? Was it a friend? Did you find us on Google? And then would you please email your bio, social media links to info@usaglobaltv.com. And then when you get down here, this button, confirm booking, will turn black. If it doesn't, hit the tab bar and then it will turn black. So you can create an account if you want to have numerous interviews with us. And that's how simple it is. So thanks for watching and letting me go through that.
It is a simple process, and I thank you for making it so simple.
Thank you. And thanks everyone else. And thanks, Diane, for being here today. And again, hello to Dr. Chan, and thanks to BBFeenix, and thanks to Janetta Barry for the introduction. We'll be right back with the wise ones. See you later. Bye.